So we're back in the book of Job and to chapter 3. So, isn't this so fun during this coronavirus quarantine? Got a little Nurse Ratched thing here. So, after this, now remember, Job just lost everything, and now he's got sores all over his body, and his wife wants him to die. After this, Job opened his mouth and cursed the day of his birth. He said, so it's okay to curse the day of your birth, but you aren't supposed to curse God. You don't blame God for anything, because God sends good and trouble. Isn't that fun? So, he said, may the day of my birth perish, and the night it was said, a boy is born. That day may it turn to darkness. May God above not care about it. May no light shine upon it. May darkness and deep shadow claim it once more. May a cloud settle over it. May blackness overwhelm its light. That night, may thick darkness seize it. May it not be included among the days of the year, nor be entered in any of the months. May that night be barren. May no shout of joy be heard in it. May those who curse days curse that day. Those who are ready to rouse Leviathan. May its morning stars become dark. May it wait for daylight in vain and not see the first rays of dawn. For it did not shut the doors of the womb on me to hide trouble from my eyes. Why did I not perish at birth and die as I came from the womb? Why were there knees to receive me and breasts that I might be nursed? For now I would be lying down in peace. I would be asleep at rest, with kings and counselors of the earth, who built for themselves places now lying in ruins, with rulers who had gold, who filled their houses with silver. Or why was I not hidden in the ground like a stillborn child, like an infant who never saw the light of day? Where the wicked cease from turmoil, and there the weary are at rest. Captives also enjoy their ease. They no longer hear the slave drivers shout. The small and the great are there, and the slave is freed of his master. Why is light given to those in misery, and life to the bitter of soul, to those who long for death that does not come, who search for it more than for hidden treasure, who are filled with gladness and rejoice when they reach the grave? Why is life given to a man whose way is hidden, whom God has hedged in? For sighing comes to me instead of food. My groans pour out like water. What I feared has come upon me. What I dreaded has happened to me. I have no peace, no quietness. I have no rest, but only turmoil. That's very interesting. Now, we're all dealing with the pandemic, so there's a lot of fear. And what a person fears can come upon them, especially if you live long enough. I never thought I would be attacked by a stranger violently trying to kill me. I just never imagined there'd be any reason for someone to do something like that. She was on a drug. I don't know what the drug was. And she was lost and beside herself with homicidal rage. And I was trying to help her. There's some people, when they are on a certain drug, you can't help them. You just can't help them. Especially if they say they're going to fuck you up. It just doesn't work that way. So that's a whole lot, a different level of fear than, say, going to the grocery store and making sure you have a mask on so that you don't actually spread a virus that you might be a carrier of. Because you might accidentally kill someone that you don't mean to kill. I have a fear of anything that's happened to me in my life. I never want any of the bad stuff that's happened to me in my life to ever come upon any of my daughters or my sons, because I love them, even though they have memories of me being abusive. And they have a right to their memories. I have a right to my memories as well. And I have a right to remember that I was abused. Some people are abusive and then they don't remember being abusive, or they don't think they're being abusive. I never saw myself as anyone who would be abusive to children or teenagers or other adults. But abuse is kind of like a progressive disease of growing up. We have a very abusive world. And if you don't believe that, then just go through a divorce in Oregon and then go through the Lane County Courthouse, and you can discover for yourself just how abusive certain lawyers are and judges. They show no mercy. There is no mercy. No, you don't go to court to get mercy. And you don't go to court to get justice. No. Or forgiveness. No, you don't. You go to court to get law. That's what I was told. To get law. And whatever the judge says is the law. Even if the judge doesn't want to look at evidence. Or if the judge has already looked at whatever evidence the judge wants to look at, they don't want to look at the whole evidence. Or the whole picture. No. So, it's a good thing I'm not like some women out there. I'm definitely not Lorena Bobbitt. That's good. And I'm not Diane Downs. And I'm not Lizzie Borden. And I'm not Amy Winehouse. And I'm not my ex-mother-in-law. God rest her very soul. I think she's still alive. And I'm not like some of the other women I know. Thank God I'm not like that. That's for damn sure. I know some violent women. So women can be very, very violent. So be careful. And the beginning of wisdom is the fear of women. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. And if there's a woman who has the Lord in them, you might want to be careful. Because I know Jesus. And I'll put a word in to my daddy, and the next thing you know, all hell's going to break loose on earth. And, we're going to have fires and famines and floods and plagues and pestilence, and the 4 horsemen will get unleashed. So just be nice.